What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to go over the markets. This is going to be a very interesting video, so make sure you stick around for the whole thing. As you guys know, I've been talking about the biggest money grab in history, and I do think it's taking place. Now, does that mean we can't get one more little spike up? No, absolutely not. Remember, guys, none of this is financial advice. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. We're going to be going over a lot of my old charts today, starting with Tesla, as you can see right here. Then we're going to look at Dow Jones, then the NASDAQ, S&P, DXY, oil, gold, and silver. And then we will get into Bitcoin, starting from the monthly. I'm going to show you what I believe is going on, all the way down to the 4-hour. And then, yes, of course, Binance. I still think Binance is in huge trouble, and that may be a catalyst to everything, right? We'll talk about that a little bit. Also, we're going to be taking a look at Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and taking a look at the bubble pop patterns and where I believe we are at the end of the video. So stick around. Don't forget, smash those thumbs up. I like to give reminders because it seems that people don't hit them, but as long as I give reminders, people tend to do so. It does help the YouTube algorithm out. It helps get this video out, and you can help get this video out also by sharing the video if you belong to any groups or, you know, just on Twitter or whatever. My links down below for my socials are in the description below. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla, if you guys been watching for any period of time, you know these were my major bounce areas. We have another one here. I do believe this is where Tesla will end up, between the $40,000 and $50,000 range. If you can see this target right here, this was our one-to-one extension from this ABC correction, right? This, we are now at the one-to-one extension. Now, we also have this trend line up here at the 1.272. If we get one more push up in the markets and one more push down in the DXY, we may get up to this target. Otherwise, it's looking like this may have been the top. Let me move these real quick. And that shows you, I put the Fibonacci extension on here, and this is from here to here to here to here. Looking at an ABC correction, this was hit perfectly on the one-to-one extension right there. So it does look like we are ready to reverse. But remember, if DXY gets one more push down, we may get this pump up to here. Nevertheless, my target still remains the same. I'm a buyer at $40 to $50 for Tesla. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones, as you guys know, we have been watching this very closely. I do believe we are most likely topped out here. Again, we could get one more push up, but I don't see it going any higher than 195, which is a 0.786 fib, making this a big 1-2 wave, and then much more downside. I do have a target at 30,000, another target at 22. If that trend line breaks, guys, it is going to be extremely ugly for the DXY, right? So a lot of people are talking about the inverse head and shoulders right here. Let's take a look at that. This is not valid in any way, shape, or form as far as I'm concerned, because there was no touch from the left shoulder. If we go to the top of the right shoulder here to break out, we're breaking back down in there now. But remember, guys, this is the 0.65 to 0.618 fib golden pocket zone. If we do get a bounce here, we could see up to this range. Nevertheless, I do think the markets have topped. I know everyone's super excited about this pump, but if you look at where the highs were, we have not broke the highs, right? Oh, one more thing on the DXY. As you guys know, we drew this in on the RSI down here. We did get rejected at the top trend line. Chances are we come all the way back down to the bottom. If this bottom breaks, like I said, that'll be a continuation to the downside. NASDAQ. NASDAQ is taking a dump today also. But as you guys know, looking at this as a rising channel, I've talked about this being a possible. If we get that one last pump up, that would be around 15.5. We'll see what happens here. We're right now resting on the 8 EMA. It does look like this could be the reversal spot, front run the targets, but we still have the target up here if we get one more push up, right? Same thing with S&P. S&P is around 45.38 if we get that other push up. Otherwise, we come back down. Once we break this bottom trend line, I do see us coming down to around 36.2. I do have a much, much lower target if these markets crash like I'm expecting, right? Let's look at these tops on the RSI. It does show room for one more push up, and that may get us up to the top of this channel if it does happen. So keep an eye on this area. DXY, ooh, we are breaking the 0.5 fib now, breaking back up above, but we do have resistance at the point, or the 8 EMA right here, about 1028. And then we have more resistance right here at the 55 EMA at 103. If we get back above this, 103.2 is our target. If we break above that, guys, this could be huge. If this breaks up, we could see some major downside in the markets. Looking for a retest of this trend line all the way up here. We have also have our target at 108 and then 112 and then much higher, right? We've had this 122 target for a long time. We could be seeing that sooner than later. But remember, I do believe all these markets will bottom by the end of the year. DXY will climb. And here is our oil chart. Remember, if this trend line breaks down here one last time, we made this target at 62.70 way back in August of last year, right? We hit it, nailed it. Now we're resting on this line. And I told you in the last few times I showed oil that we may bounce around in here for a while. Once this breaks, it's going to be bad. Most likely be something like this, maybe break down, come back up for a retest it a couple more times, and then continuation down. If the 62.70 breaks, I'm looking for 27 bucks. Oil, this chart is extremely old. I showed you this as a huge 5-wave structure. We've had a triple top on gold up here, right? That is a triple top. Whoops. My target for gold for 2 years now has been 1550. I still believe we see the 1550 range. If that breaks, 1424. If that breaks, it could get extremely ugly. This looks like a perfect triple top here, guys. So be careful, be aware. Silver, as you guys know, my target since way back here when we broke this trend line in July of 21 has been 1562. Still believe we're headed there, but remember, if we do get a bounce there, come back up, we could go as low as 7, 8, or 8 bucks, and that is just a measured move. The 1562 is the measured move from this drop here, right? We got that, and if this breaks, I don't see any support until down to the 7 or 8 bucks. And you say you can't get there, we've been there before, guys. So just be careful, be aware. These markets are not looking very healthy. If you guys are interested in trading before we get into Bitcoin, check out my sponsor, Prime XBT, by far the best exchange, in my opinion. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, aluminum, copper, tons of stuff from one exchange. You don't have to keep, they don't clump your trades together. They don't trade against you. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. Use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. Link is down below. I'll also leave a tutorial at the end of the video. Definitely check them out, guys. I think the way to make money in this market is to trade it, right? Especially in these times. Here's my big Elliott wave count for the macro, right? This was a big wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. And within each one of these waves, there's 5 waves, and then we have corrections within. I think this is going to be one big correction. We could see 35 to 8,500, 35 to 9,700 actually by the end of the year. I've been talking about that since December 2nd, 2021. Still think we're headed there. And remember, guys, I told you in this bear market, we would get a rally at 100% rally. I told you that way back then. Go ahead and watch the video. I had the timing off, but nevertheless, we are seeing a bear market rally that is ending. We could get one more push up. We'll talk about where that could be. But either way, I think this has much lower to go. Now, looking at it on the weekly, let's take a look at this. I showed you guys this in the last video. Each time the MACD crosses, signals our tops, right? We've had a MACD cross here. It does look like we've topped. Let me shrink this down a little bit. Shrink this down. Let's take a look at this. So I do believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 falling wedge. Anywhere, this is where my bottoms are. Anywhere from 3,500 to 9,700, right? I do think we'll get another ABC down, and then this will break out. Now, I don't think we're going to go to new all-time highs in a couple years, like everyone's saying. I think this is going to be the washout that this market has needed for a long time, getting rid of the scammy exchanges, getting rid of the garbage crap coins, all these shillers that have been shilling you, the garbage coins and stuff, guys. I think their true colors are going to be showing. They should have already, but a lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of younger kids getting in and just listening to these guys. Just be careful, guys. This is going to be very scary if it does play out this way. There's no guarantee it will, but like I said, I like to show you the charts and what I see. I'm not trying to just tell you everything's going to the moon and you're going to get rich quick so I get a lot of views, right? It's not about that. I'm trying to give you my honest opinion on what's going on in the markets. We've been talking about this for a long time. We did call this top here. I told people to get out over here. Same thing. Let's look at this. So here is the bullish to bearish case scenario. This is the daily chart, right? If we look at this on the daily, we take a measured move. We'll go from here to here, looking at this as the widest point. That would get us up. If we are able to break above this 27.5, our next resistance is 28.9. If we break above that and get support, we could get as high as 32.8, right? So these are the areas to watch if we break up here. But remember what Bitcoin likes to do a lot of times, even if we do break that, get a breakout, come back down, break through, and continue on down. You guys know I have a target somewhere in the range of 20 to 21,000 down here. That's looking at this trend line. And what this, we also were looking at this as a possible head and shoulders, a small one. What would that make? A really big one afterwards. And if that's the case, guys, this wave count we're going to look at in the 4 hour will get us down to this range. And I'll give you more detailed in the 4 hours, but then we'll probably get a bounce up before continuing down more, right? Again, that's how markets work. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, we've been watching for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, right? Looking for a bounce somewhere between 22.8 and 22 or 22.8 and 23.5, and then a bounce up here. This chart is not invalidated yet. A lot of people are saying it is, but if you look at what's going on, this will be our resistance only after a bounce here, right? So we still got room to come down. Looking for a bounce here, come back up back into these ranges, 26,000 or so. We'll keep an eye on that where it would be, but somewhere between 20 and 21,000 down here would get us our bounce off this trend line. Everyone's going to get super bullish again. I talk about this all the time. Everyone will get super bullish, get trapped in, and only to make lower lows. I still believe that's the case. Again, it's not financial advice. Nothing's guaranteed in any of these markets. Never put in more than you're willing to lose. Looking at FTX over here and Binance right here, right? We've talked about this for a very long time. Look at the similarities, right? Told you once this broke, Binance is in huge trouble unless it can get back above this $257 range. If it cannot get back above this, guys, it's looking very, very bad. Very bad. I've talked about this for a long time. It's not about saying what Binance is doing or anything like that. It's showing what the charts are showing, and it's showing that Binance is in major, major trouble. Let's look at Ethereum. This is another old chart, right? Looking for Ethereum to get back down to the 1350 range, probably before a bounce. But once this area breaks, our next target's 926, and then all the way down to 200. And that's just coming back down to where this all began. You can see the VRVP down here at the bottom is all the way down to 115. I'm giving it a little bit of credit here by looking at this as a rising wedge. Rising wedges fall down. 200 would be the target. But again, look for a bounce around 926 once we do get down there. Could be a couple weeks or whatever, but once we do, may get something like this. You know, this is all going to take time, guys, so just be aware. All right, looking at Litecoin. As you guys know, my Litecoin targets are between very, very worst case, like scary stuff, $7, but around $25 is where I'm looking at for Litecoin, right? We broke down below this trend line that we were watching here, got a bounce almost on, actually, we did get a bounce right here, right? So we would need to get back above 81 to 82, depending on how long it would get up here, and get support there before you could be bullish on Litecoin. Otherwise, looking for around $58. And then, of course, if that breaks, we have major support about 55. But if that breaks, guys, look for about $25. Again, This will take probably till the end of the year. All right, XRP. I've been over this a million times. I think this is just a giant dying penny stock, right? This is exactly what they look like. I know a lot of people get mad. Sorry you get mad. Leave comments why you're getting mad. Most of you won't be honest, but it's probably just because you've been holding bags forever, hoping that it reaches all-time highs. I highly doubt that's going to happen. If I'm wrong, I'll come on and say I was wrong. But otherwise, I think we could be heading down to 4 or 5 cents for XRP. It's looking rough, guys. Bitcoin. Here's the Amazon bubble compared to the Bitcom bubble. That's a joke. It's a Bitcoin bubble, right? As you can see here, we talked about this 100% rally. This doesn't look like a 100% rally, but you got to look at the price, right? It went all the way down to 39 cents, bounced all the way back up to 94, so it was over 100% rally. Bitcoin got its false bottom right here, 100% rally. You can see it also in the weekly RSI down here once we broke. That signaled the false bottom and then came back all the way down, just like we're doing in Bitcoin, guys. We've been talking about this forever and a day. All right, taking a look at Nintendo. And yes, you can compare Nintendo. You can compare pet rocks. It doesn't matter. Charts are charts. Patterns are patterns. This shows you, just like in the last chart I showed you, every time a bubble pop pattern happens, the bubble pops, washes out all the garbage, comes back down, returning to where it began. Bitcoin began down here, again, between 35 and 9,700, somewhere in that range, I believe, before we actually bottom. Sony, same thing, guys. False bottoms, only to return back to where it began. Be careful out there, guys. Not telling anyone what to do, just telling you what I see in the markets. If you do enjoy these videos, make sure to smash them likes, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Also, share the video. Check out these videos above, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.